So now the workshop's done, or the wall's done, I'm going to start looking at putting the machines in. So first things first, I've tried to give myself a bit of an idea. I've got a rough idea of where I want to put things, but the bigger things I've drawn a little sketch of the workshop, and I've cut out shapes for the bigger bits of machinery, and I'm going to move them around to show why I'm putting them where I want to put them. So let's go. So nothing is set in stone, but the shape of the workshop is. This is the door going in, the step by the door going through to the garage side of the workshop, and there's the window. I haven't drawn it on, but there's another window there. So the lathe I'm going to put under the window, because you can never have too much light on a lathe. Now the milling machine, because it sticks out the back, and the way the table works, is best suited to a corner. So I'll either put it in that corner, and the length of the lathe, the mill I've put here, is not the size of the mill as such, it's the full travel of the table as well. So I've taken that into account. But I can either put it there or over here. Now, I think I'm going to choose this side, because although we said we want as much light as possible over the lathe, the mill, if the light's only coming from one side, it might give a bit of a problem. But for the amount I use the mill, I would rather have that daylight on a bench along this wall. So, the milling machine is going to go over there, tucked as close to the corner as we can get it. Next, I am going to go for my bandsaw. The bandsaw I'm going to put along the back of the lathe here, so that stuff can still stick out the headstock and go over the bandsaw. But it's on wheels anyway, so I can move it at a later date if I need to. The drawers, so the drawers and the bench, which I've got here, in the old workshop, Enterprise lived underneath the bench, but I made this bench to be the same height as those drawers. So, for the time being, I think I'm going to put the drawers here, because it just seems like a good place for them. There's almost stock material in there and things like that. That will be my place for that. The drill, I may end up with over here or along this wall somewhere. That's on top of a set of drawers as well. So that's effectively the size of the set of drawers. But it might end up over there. I haven't entirely decided that. But basically, the drill and that other bench are going to be flexible for now. I'm just going to leave them along this wall. Might even put that here. Put the drill there by the door, and the bench here. And I'll probably build a bench that runs along here. And ultimately, that bench could even end up in the other workshop. So, it's basically the lathe and the mill are the two bits I can't really move by myself. The drawers, I can take all the drawers out, and I can move the unit and then carry the drawers back. The drill, ideally 2 people to move the drawers, but it's doable. But yeah, that can go over there. It may be that in the future the drill ends up on top of the bench. Who knows? So, for now, they will be there, and I will build, ultimately, Might get on with some other stuff first, but I'll build a bench that comes along this wall, maybe even comes out to there, do over those drawers. We'll see. But that's my main plan for now. So all that's left for the time being is to try and get hold of some people to help me move those bits and bobs to where they want to be. The milling machine we didn't take apart quite as much as I normally would have done, mainly because one of my friends is pretty strong. He's up the gym quite often, and he just said, well, let's just get hold of it and drag it around. So yeah, I was wanting to get him back to help with that. I mean, the head of the mill, so the motor and the belts and the swivels on the top, two of us carried that around to get it into the van, and when it came to getting out the van, he just picked it up and walked on, where do you want this? So yeah, he was very useful for moving, not so useful when you think now it's going to need an extra person to move things around, because we didn't take it apart as much as we would have done. But that's beside the point. We'll get it all done, we'll get it moved in, and I might show you some odd clips of it moving. So yeah, I think we're where we want to be for the time being. So let's go, and I will see you next time. One last thing before I go. I have moved a bit of track and board into the house because I'm going to be receiving something shortly. Hopefully I'm picking up tomorrow, but we will see. And that will be its home. So that's a little something for you to think about. Yeah. So now I will go, and I will see you another time.